Hi there, this is Pastor Mike McDowell at Christ Community Church in Zion with another video blog in these unusual times. These last few weeks have been difficult ones for many of us. Some people that you and I know have gotten sick from the coronavirus. Some have even died as a result. This is tragic, and we haven't really had time to process all that's going on in our country and the world. In addition to the loss of health and life, others have lost jobs. Some have lost businesses, others lost savings, and the list goes on. It's going to take a while for us to mentally sort out what's been happening. So let's give each other the benefit of the doubt, because we're not all going to respond the same way to the tragedy that we've experienced. And let's take the time necessary to process and reflect on the impact these events is having on our lives. Just so you know, this is a message I need to hear and apply. I'm saying this first to reinforce the truth of it in my own life. I need to hear this. I hope that you'll find some benefit from it too. We have a missionary couple from our church that recently returned home. We spent some time with them and talked about the things God was doing through them in their country of service, some of the things that they had learned about God along the way. Eventually, we asked if they had noticed anything unique about American culture. They had just spent the last 3 years living in a different culture, and we wanted to know if anything stood out to them upon their return. I found their response enlightening. They both looked at each other before answering, as if to say, should we really tell them what we're thinking about? I know the look. My wife and I served overseas for 14 years and have had on many occasions thought, it's probably best not to tell people what we're thinking. I'm glad this couple felt free to express their opinion. And they said something like this: you all seem so stressed out about everything. We just came from a place that has a much slower pace. Well, just so you know, they made these comments before all the shelter-in-place orders. And I'd have to say they hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of things, big and small, that tend to stress us out collectively. The coronavirus is just the most recent example. I'm not trying to downplay the impact or the response that our country has had towards COVID-19, only that the virus has revealed, among other things, a tendency for us to be stressed out. For comparison, this missionary couple making the stressed out observation, they served in a country where 20% of the adult population have HIV/AIDS, and in 2018, 71,000 people died in that nation due to HIV/AIDS. So where do we go from here? There's a lot of advice online from professionals about how to reduce stress, from eating right to exercise to prayer and meditation. I'm not going to repeat any of that here. What I'd like to do is turn to the one person who can and does give us what we need. Whether it's flattening out the curve for this virus or God himself flattening out your curve. Listen to what he says in Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. There is reassurance in these words, because even though they were spoken more than 2,000 years ago, they have validity for today because they were spoken by an eternal person. Jesus is not just a good teacher or religious leader that lived and died and brought a certain level of peace to the chaotic times of the Roman occupation in first century Palestine. This is God himself, your creator, your sustainer, saying to you today, come to me, I've got you. As difficult as things may seem to be and all the things that you may have lost along the way, come to Jesus and he will give you rest for your souls. Come to me, he says, all you who are weary and heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. There's obviously more that could be said to unpack the extent to which weary and burdened people can find rest in Jesus. But my advice right here and right now is for you to give it a try. Come to Jesus with your concerns and the burdens that you bear, and see that he will do what he says he will do. Now, we have said in various announcements that our church building is closed for regular activities, but our pastors are here every day in the office. Don't hesitate to call and make an appointment. We would be glad to meet with you and point you to the one who can take away your burdens. Of course, keeping proper social distance in these unusual times. Well, God bless you, and have a burden-free rest of your day.